Welcome back to another episode of the 4Expedition Gear Guide. This episode is brought to you by Rock Pals, Northwest Overland, Black Label Garage, and by our 4Expedition Patreon supporters. Hello and welcome back to another episode of 4Expedition Gear Guide. I'm Scott Leuthold. For those of you that watch my channel, you know I just came back from Great Basin National Park, and while I was out there, I met up with Northwest Overland. A couple guys out there had some really great rigs, and I told you in that video that I would share some of those walk-arounds, so I'm going to do that right here. First one is going to be Dan Cronin. He's the founder of Northwest Overland. He's got a Jeep Wrangler.
Hey guys, Dan Cronin with Northwest Overland. Just going to do a little walk around with the rig today, just to show you guys how I have it set up, which is not necessarily how other people would set it up, but here we go. Just a little insight. I'm production manager at Vision X Global Lighting, and so I chose these 8.7 CG2 ADV series multi-diode driving lights. They're overkill, but when you're in a very remote situation, the illumination is incredible. Because we're talking about the front end of the truck, I'm also running a Super Winch Talon 9500 with a factor 55 Haas Fairlead and safety link. I integrated compressed air into the front bumper so that it made airing up a little bit easier, more accessible. So it's got a little debris. We call these pacifiers because they look like a baby pacifier, but it keeps all the debris out of your air connection. Running a front render slimline roof rack with a auto home air top. The air top has gas struts in it, so you can release the latches and it'll pop straight up with a little bit of negotiation. I find it really, really comfortable, more than this standard storybook or pop-open tent. The sides are waterproof. We've been in gale storms and had no water ingress whatsoever, so that's pretty cool. The name comes from the fact that all four corners have a gas strut that helps pop the whole top open with little effort. And then when you want to go secure it, it has these little grab handles. You can pull it down, latch up the front and rear. You do have to climb up on this thing because the height of the lift kind of prevents you from doing it at ground level. So I've installed these Cargo Master side steps to get up onto the side of the Jeep. And it helps with securing the tent back into its non-deployed position. This is a small version. This is the smallest version tent that they make for that Autohome makes. So it's good for two smaller postured people. Fortunately, my girlfriend, she's tiny, so we fit in there pretty well. But in reality, it's probably super spacious for one person and some of their gear. But two people and all their gear, it gets a little cozy. So for two people, I would probably go one size larger, but I really like the simplicity of this tent and the fact it's easy to deploy and easy to secure. One modification I did make to the tent is I got this telescoping ladder because it compacts to about this size, whereas the Autohome ladder is about this tall. So getting it and packing it away, getting it in and out is a little bit of a challenge. This makes it a lot easier. And plus it comes with a canvas carrying case, which is pretty rad. Tough Stuff Gear sent me a shower enclosure. So I've got the shower kinkless stainless steel jacketed water hose. It basically feeds into the top, and then you can hook it up with a regular, like a garden spigot or whatever. Back end of the truck's a little messy right now because this is our 5th day into the trip, but ARB 50 quart refrigerator on top of a Venture Trailers AT Overland fridge slide and stove with Cook Partners out of Pocatello, Idaho, so all domestic fabrication. I like this setup because it's super compact. It would be cool to have something slide out and then swing out of the way because it gets a little narrow in here as far as when my lady and I are cooking together. But because this is an overlanding thing, you got to keep it simple and just work with what you have, honestly. So I'm not going to go overboard with over-engineering stuff, but I like this setup. We decided to go also with the AT Overland propane tank mount, which we can access the gas to the front of the stove right here. Super simple, and we don't have to carry around the little green cans inside the cab, which I don't love because of safety, and we don't have to lug around one of those 5-gallon propanes either. So I think this is a really good compromise. Up top in the back, we have a road shower 4S, a 4-gallon system. I've got also an air quick disconnect in the back, so it's easier for me to pressurize the road shower because it requires about 60 psi of back pressure to get the water to flow significantly enough to take a good solid shower. And plus the black coating on it heats up the water real quick too when you're out in the west where we have a lot of sunshine. That's what all this is right here. I just have it hooked up so it's easy to just get pressurized water, not potable water, but potable water for showering, but then also our potable water is up there at the top, which is a 45-liter food grade plastic water container from Front Runners. And a little spigot out here, you can see, I showed you earlier. The gasoline storage, I decided to go with 2.5-liter Wavian petrol jerry cans, just because they're a lot easier to manage to get on and off the vehicle if they're full. I have to always plan on, if I was incapacitated and Carrie, my girlfriend, had to get one of those on and off, that she could actually manage those. So it's a little bit of human factors that you got to think of sometimes when you're setting up your vehicle. On the side here is another Front Runner product. This is their 2.5-meter pop-out awning, and I hooked up a screened-in porch type of thing, which we're using right now as a habitat for my co-pilot, who's doing a lot of all of our cooking and logistics. So he's got a little cot set up in here. I don't know if you can see that, but it's a kind of a nice little habitat with some blackout curtains on the side for a little bit of privacy. But he also has a lot of screened in area so he gets some breeze through here, because it is pretty warm out here in Nevada. So Front Runner also makes a privacy enclosure as well. I have both, and depending on where I'm going or who's going to be occupying the screened in area, if it was my daughter or some of her friends, I'd probably give them the privacy enclosure. But when you're out with your buddies and you just want some breeze and just keep the bugs out, this works awesomely. I bought this vehicle with a pre-existing lift kit that was installed by the dealership, which is a Rubicon Express 4-inch lift. It has Fox shocks front and rear, and then I'm running BF Goodrich KM2 mud terrain tires on 18-inch rims, so the 37 12.5 18s. A little bit of overkill in my book. I mean, I don't think that you really need all of that lift and aggressive tire tread for what we do overlanding. I'm not rock crawler anymore. I'm more just out to go explore places. So 37-inch tire probably isn't necessary, but because the dealership already put that on there, I'm gonna roll with it until the tires are clapped out, and then I'll probably dumb it down to a 35 and then re-gear it to a 483 gear set. So right now it's open diff, which is not preferable, but that's what I've got right now. So.
All right, so that's Dan Cronin, founder of Northwest Overland. He's a very seasoned overlander. He's had a lot of great vehicles in the past. I thought he had a lot of really great ideas to share. He and I have been friends for a long time. Followed that up with Donavan Neely. He's the founder of Level10 Industries. He has himself a 2500 Dodge, so we walked around that vehicle as well. So here's that information.
Northwest Overland, I think I've been a member for quite a few years. Joined in hopes, and then had some life changes coming through, and so there was a little bit of a lapse of getting out there.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is actually the first trip I've done with them since I joined, and so yeah, so this is.
How's it been so far?
It's been a good experience.
Yeah, you guys went out on the playa.
Great people, yeah, the playa was great. Stop.
And you're going to Black
We're going to
Rock.
Black Rock Desert also, so we'll get out on a playa again, and it's a lot of fun. And getting out of Washington and be able to see some of this other, sites and things like that are just so different.
Yeah.
It's nice.
I think one of the things I really liked about being here this weekend that I didn't realize was going to happen is how much knowledge is among the people here.
Absolutely.
You know,
It's one of the best things when you get into a group of people is just be a sponge and just
Yeah,
listen,
totally. I mean,
absorb all this stuff that's going on,
Yeah.
all these conversations that are happening.
yeah, you helping me out with
It's really
the
wonderful.
red arc
Yeah.
and the battery and trying to figure that out,
We've got Scott's rig in the background here with his ailing red arc, unfortunately, but I think we've got it figured out, and we might have to get a part, but we'll get him back. We'll get
Awesome.
him back on the road. So.
Awesome. What are your plans for the future? You going to build this up further? You got some other adventures you want to go on?
Yeah, we want to get out there a little bit for sure. The whole intention with this truck, honestly, was to take the bed off and flatbed it.
Oh, flatbed.
And so
What do you want to put on?
We're going to move that way, and then we're going to do a custom enclosure on the top of it.
You going to build it yourself?
Yeah, we'll
Oh,
build
wow.
everything in-house.
Very nice.
There's nothing out there that I can find that fits my needs perfectly because it's got to be a work truck and it's got to be a play truck.
So are you going to build
Really
your own
has to be both.
flatbed?
I'll build the own flatbed, yeah.
Very cool.
We'll build our own flatbed, and then we'll build our own habitat box for it. And like I said, that's got to double as a toolbox and a camping rig.
Yeah.
And then we'll figure out the sleeping situation at top. I've got some ideas, and we're throwing some things around. We've got some plans laid. So
I tell you, that's
see.
just not something I'm capable of doing.
it's a lot of fun.
fabrication.
It's one of the things I really enjoy is the design. And
Yeah.
I honestly, I don't even enjoy the fabrication as much because once I've got it in here, it's like, why can't I just have it right now?
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, you would just push through.
You can do like an aluminum structure.
Yeah, it'll be an aluminum upper structure. I'm going back and forth between steel and aluminum on the bed. I'm not 100% sure yet. We're capable of both.
Cool.
We've got a lot of good partners. If we can't do something, we know where to go.
Yeah.
To get things done. We've
Yeah.
got in-house. We've got a brake and bender. We've got welding. We've got MIG and TIG. We've got a CNC plasma table. It's smaller, so I can
Cool.
do smaller parts really fast.
Yeah.
But if I need bigger things, or if I need things that need to be really, really fine finished, I've got great partners. They've got
Yeah.
water jet tables and stuff like that. So
Cool.
yeah. So this truck is actually a really good example of run what you brung. It wasn't really meant. It was a work truck, and it wasn't really meant to, get out there and start camping. But this rack that we built, it was built in a weekend, and it was literally scavenged from stuff on the shop floor because I wanted to get out and go camping, and I needed a place to put this cheap ARB tent that I had found. So that's how this whole thing started, and it's kind of been evolving since then.
I think that's one of the beautiful things about this whole overland movement. And what I try to teach the people who watch my stuff, what you have
yeah,
is
that's it.
oftentimes able to
it.
be used.
That's absolutely it.
Okay, maybe not a Honda Accord or something like that.
But even then, it's like think about 85% of the places we're going.
yeah.
Yeah, Honda Accord can go too.
Yeah, that's
you
true.
know?
You can put a slide-out kitchen in the back. You put a rooftop tent on it.
Get out of town.
Heck, you can sleep right in the
know?
back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really not so much about what it is you drive. It's more about the mentality you have.
and that's it.
Yeah.
That's absolutely it.
Very cool.
So it's just a willingness to get out there and explore.
Yeah.
So before we left for this trip, we were kind of in a mad rush to give us something to hold our mapping system. We use an old Apple Mini with Gia installed for maps. So we grabbed some stuff from Ram Mounts this time around, and I've been pretty happy. We fabricated a little piece to mount the phone a little lower, but here we're just using the Ram Mounts, extendable arms and things like that, and they've been pretty solid. We're very happy. We also made this little trick holder over here for our handhelds, just something to clip to so that we've got something within easy reach.
That's by your own company.
Yes.
Oh, very cool. Do you sell those?
No, but we possibly could.
You should. I think there'd be quite a few people that would want those.
Yeah, pretty handy.
Yeah,
so.
nice. I like that. I like it. Your logo's right there.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, nice. Ram mounts are great.
They are great. I'm pretty happy with them. We snuck in, if you can see underneath, we've got some USB ports. So we've got all short cabling up here so that everything's within easy reach. Right on the back side, we've got a Garmin GLONASS GPS a piece. So everything's real compact. There's not wires dangling all over the dash.
Yeah, that's nice.
And we're pretty happy with that.
Cool.
I anchor it down. The last one I had, these tend to be under a little tension.
Yeah. Yep.
Because the material.
Yep.
And depending on the weather, sometimes it's more than others. So the last one I had, we were up inside and we both moved off of the floating part. And the ladder came up and did this.
Oh, okay.
And
okay.
And it was actually a little further under. So it was a little difficult to get out of. So yeah, I just put a ratchet strap on it and I pull it down a little bit.
Yeah, that's smart.
And it makes the ladder feel a little bit better. And
Yeah, and then you don't have your feet sticking up higher. You put your feet at the door end?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. About 5 years ago, when we had our 80 series, I kind of had dumbed that back down. I took off a bunch of armor that was on it and put some fenders back on it, and started to get back into the overlanding bit. And that's when we actually started our other side company, which is Sear Trailers, and we build off-road trailers.
Cool.
Very lightweight, steel frame, but all aluminum construction from the belt up. They come in at about 800 pounds empty.
Wow.
We offer a really nice electronics package for us that we feel is far beyond what most are doing.
What's the suspension like?
The suspension, we've been using the Tim Brin axle-less suspension. We do try and match tire and wheel size to the trailer vehicle.
Cool. Is it more of like a teardrop, or what's it like?
No, it's more of a box with a cut tail.
Oh, okay.
So back cut tail. So
Nice.
it's got
So you
lots
got
of clearance.
rear departure angle.
Yeah, great departure angle, lots of clearance. One of the things that kind of sets it apart, it also has a little bit longer tongue, and so turning, you're able to still turn, but you don't have to worry about that trailer coming around and touching the vehicle in the real tight spots.
Nice.
So yeah, a lot of designs have gone into that, and a lot of thoughts gone into that.
You still build those?
We do still build those.
Yeah, nice.
We build them by
Custom
order.
builds?
Yep, they're all custom builds. So
Very nice.
whatever you'd like, we can help you out.
Very good. So how do people find you up there in the Northwest?
Best place is on the web, level10industries.com.
Very cool.
And drop us a line from there.
All right, sounds good. Hey, thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, everybody, I think that's a wrap. I hope you enjoyed this episode of 4Expedition Gear Guide. My name's Scott Leuthold. If you haven't become a subscriber, I encourage you to become one. Of course, be sure to hit that notification bell to be notified of upcoming videos. And if you'd like to support 4Expedition, go to 4expedition.com and go to the store. We have a lot of great products in there you can buy. And if you'd like to become a member, go to patreon.com/4Expedition. Your support goes a long way to creating quality content for this channel. Until the next time, take care.